Welcome to the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV.
Ladies and gentlemen, good morning. Happy Sunday morning. This is Rob from the biggest show in the world, Sports Bettors TV. I've got both my dogs on the line today. First, I'm going to welcome back the Dream. Kid, what's going on out there?
You know what's going on. It's all about getting that money.
Oh, good for you, man. I'm glad to hear it, kid. Both you guys, man. I got Dr. Dan, the evil genius of Major League Baseball on the line as well. Kid, what's going on with you?
Yo, nothing. Just another day, another profitable day. 5-3 money line, 2-2 run line. Big MLB card today that we're all over. Gonna wreck it again.
Oh, man. Well, I'm glad you guys won because I had a losing day, kid. Everybody in the nation, you Dream, you Dan, had some other people try to talk me off the ledge with the Portland Trail Blazers, and you know what, man? I just couldn't figure that game out, man. I thought they would win the game. I really did. I can't figure out, is Memphis that good, or is Portland just not that good?
No, I think it's Portland's not that good. And then also I told you there's a mental aspect. A lot of times it comes into professional sports or sports in general that, you know, the way that Memphis beat Portland in Memphis, and that was my issue, and I told you that yesterday. It was like two humiliating losses for Portland, and you kind of get in the team's head, and the minute stuff starts faltering, they're just like, we can't beat them. You know what I mean? It's like I think that Memphis honestly beat them mentally more than physically first in the two games that they played in Memphis.
I know, man. I couldn't even do it. I could not even catch a live line to get out of that because Portland never had a lead the entire game.
I know.
I was like, oh, now I'm out too. I'm out, having a good time dancing. I went out with a nice other couple, man. We were, getting involved and doing our thing. And now in the corner of my eye, I'm looking at this and I'm trying to peep live lines in the bathroom to get the hell out of this game. And I couldn't find nothing, man.
Right. Right.
That's the problem, guys. If you are on the wrong side and big time like that, you can't get. It's very tough to get out of it. So, Dan, what was your thoughts about that?
I mean, look, I'm not going to say anything, but my thing is the reason I stayed away from that game was Portland's home record. I thought Portland was going to get beat, that. Hey, it is what it is. I just think that Memphis, they were such kind of like an up-and-down team all year, but when they were at their best, they played really good basketball. And I think, like I said, in the playoffs, you get that effort every single night.
Yeah.
So, I just think Portland kind of, obviously done, but, tough one, kid.
Well, you know what, man? I am very fortunate for doing the show yesterday, Dan, because I did play Wainwright, even though he came out of the game in the fourth inning with a Achilles problem. But that saved my day, man. It could have been an ugly day. Yeah, it could have been a very ugly day.
That could have been bad. It was good. I'm happy we picked that all up, and the Cardinals bullpen held up, which is great. But if you go back and listen to the big baseball show we did at the beginning of the year, the reason I was on that Cardinals under 88 is because, all those minor injuries to Wainwright, I just felt like something major was going to happen. And there's a chance that Wainwright's not out for the whole season.
Unbelievable. Unreal. So, yeah, Dream.
They're just reporting it now. They're reporting on MLB TV now. Left Achilles injury, basically blew up on him.
Unbelievable. Dream, how'd you end up doing yesterday, player?
Oh, I crushed it, dude. The hockey came through finally yesterday like it was supposed to, and I got a really nice the two-team parlay hit, and it paid over than regular money. So that just banged up, and it made the day just nice, just a nice comeback. As I got beat on Friday night with the with Ottawa, which I just listen, and I'm gonna go into that for a second, guys. 3-1 record, all right? 3-1 record at home in a playoff game to attempt to close out your series and move forward. In professional sports, okay, with professionals, I'll even go collegiate and maybe even non-collegiate. If you got a 3-1 situation with the closeout at home to move forward, all right? If you don't think that that's a poundable situation to put some money on, then I don't know. Maybe you might want to rethink your gambling strategies, because I just got to tell you, if you get a 3-1 situation, that means you already beat this team twice at home and once on the road. You're coming back home to close them out. Grab yourself some rest, prepare for the next series. Watch what's going on, maybe see. Listen, if you're not motivated, if the home team isn't motivated beyond motivation to get that done, okay, then I don't know what to tell you.
No, you're 100% right with that.
No doubt. And personally, I'm always going to bet that situation, and I'm going to unload it, because, there were some people that had some things to say about Friday's wager as far as the Habs were concerned, the Canadians, and they did get beat by Ottawa. And I'm not saying that it's foolproof, because it's not. But I am saying that I think if you go and statistically look at it, because some of you guys are into those numbers, a 3-1 at home to close out, in most cases, you're going to get the home teams closing that out, and they're moving forward.
Just like the Rangers did.
Exactly. Like the Rangers did,
but
like the Blackhawks did, like Calgary did. We got some stuff that's going to go on today that's going to happen. But, yeah, exactly.
What you got, Dan?
Yeah, I think it's close to 75%. If you look at the major sports with 7-game series, a team that's up 3-1, I believe, when they go home, it's 75%. So if you bet those situations every time, you're going to make a ton of money.
Wow.
No doubt.
Interesting.
Definitely. And I don't think, and explaining yourself in that situation, I'm not, if you got to explain yourself, I don't get it.
But I will say this. I think Ottawa wins that series now. I think Ottawa will win today. And I don't think that there's any place to go home and play a Game 7 home game after being up 3-0 than Montreal. It's insane. It's going to be the most pressure that anybody on that team has ever played for. You got a team that's loose. They were down 3-0. If they can get this win today in Ottawa, they're going to go back to Montreal and beat them again.
Really?
I'm calling it.
Try to grab the series price, man. I'm sure it'll pay pretty crazy.
For it.
Yeah, man. I got involved in some other stuff too, man. I got involved in the nasties yesterday. That didn't that got blown up. That was almost equivalent to your 10-0 debacle on opening day, Dream. It was 8-0 for me.
Really?
Yeah, and then I did a couple of other plays. I did a draw for the final score to be 2-1 in the Islanders game. And they hit that empty netter at the end, and I lost. I was like, oh. But then I jumped on a live line with the Milwaukee Bucks and stomach ached that until the buzzer. So, you know what? Just an up and down day for me. But overall, I ended up losing some money. So I got to get it back today, guys. Definitely. So we got to take a look at this card and go from there. So Dan,
for days.
Yes. So Dan, usually what you and I do is we start off with baseball, but I think, since the Dream's back here, I think I'd like to start off with the hockey first. What do you feel about that, Dream?
The hockey's actually weak today. If you really want to start, I'd like to go basketball, to be honest.
All right.
The basketball is very strong today.
All right. Let's do that. Taking a look at this real quick, I got Clown Man Swag on there, Sports Attacks. I got the Cheese. I got Mr. Mac, Sir Mata. What's going on, buddy? Jonesy, Elvin XL. I got James. Let's see who else is on a ticket today. Sean Lynch. Gilbert, Arizola, Sports Attacks, like I said. A lot of people out on Twitter this morning. Randomly Unpredictable, Vegas Girl 92661, Alex Washington, Jay Snyder, Nicholas J. Good morning, guys. What's poppin'? Let's do it. All right. So I'm going to scroll over to the NBA odds and see what I got from SportsBettersTV.com. All right, so the first one we got on the ticket, we've got the, I want to say this is a 1 o'clock start. Do you guys have 12 or 1 o'clock on your?
1 o'clock start.
1 o'clock, okay. Got the Cleveland Cavs coming into the Boston Celtics, and my boy is -7 to 7.5 with an under-over of 202 to 203. Dream, since you're feeling so froggy with the NBAs here, I'm going to let you lead off.
I actually wanted to end with this game, as this is going to be I'm on the fence, but I feel like this is going to be my upset special of the day.
Really?
I honestly feel like the Celtics are going to win today.
We talked about that happening last game.
Yeah, I know, but I just feel like it's okay. Cleveland's got what they want. Cleveland knows that they can beat Boston. Cleveland, it's not even questionable, all right? So now they know they can come back home and beat them. It's not an issue. I get that Cleveland's going to come out and attempt to play their game. Don't get me wrong. They're going to play their game. You're not going to give it to them. But I think that the emotions for Boston, their pride, the way they play, the home crowd, all those aspects, rolled into one are going to lead Boston to a win where they're going to be up a few, maybe get up a little bit more by the third quarter. And then Cleveland will probably just say, you know what? We're gonna let them go. We're gonna let them have it, and then we'll bring it back home and win. I just feel for some reason, I'm not telling you guys, please do not go ham with this because I got another game that's even better. Don't go crazy with this game, but I feel like Boston will get the win today.
Very interesting. So a money line on them.
No, I wouldn't money line them. Take the points.
Come on, man. Come on.
No. No money line. Take the points.
All right, Dan, what's your thoughts on that?
I'll defer to Dream. I honestly, going into it, I think Cleveland's going to win. I think the line is obviously set like laser tight. Cleveland won the first game by 13, the next two by 8 apiece. I think Cleveland either wins really, really big today or Boston beats them. I think it's either going to be a Cleveland blowout or a close game where Boston beats them. So I'll just stay away.
Got it. Good morning to Direct Sports Solutions and Total Sports Edge. Total Sports Edge is ripping up the hockey, by the way, guys.
Oh, yeah.
Definitely is. So,
makes me happy when he's agreeing with me about the Sens.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we got to talk to him about possibly doing another appearance here. We got the LA Clips coming into the San Antonio Spurs, and the line is 6.5 to pretty much 6.5 all across the board. Under/over is 199.5 to 200. Dream, is this the game that you're looking at? I have a feeling.
What are the numbers again? Give me one more time. Damn, dude.
You were expecting,
what do you think?
You were expecting 4 to 5?
Yeah, I was. Yeah.
I think the Spurs continue to beat them down today.
Yeah, this isn't the game that I had in mind, but this is actually, dude, this game's a stomachache game. This is a stay away from game. You got to watch this game. I don't get this series. I don't understand it. It looks like though that the Spurs, it looks like the Spurs are. It's crazy to sound. It looks like the Spurs are the better team. You know what I'm saying? But how do you say that based on game one and you're younger and you're faster with the Clippers, and then you got Blake Griffin who nobody can cover, but the Clippers just aren't getting it done. So, yeah. Guys, I recommend you look at this game. If you got live options, take a look. I think you're going to get a feel for this game early, so you might be able to do something with live. I was expecting the points to be a little bit different, a little bit lower for the Spurs, which would have probably led me to them. The points that high, I'm almost inclined to try the Clippers again, but I think we're going to stay away from this because there's another game that I really, really like.
Okay, Dan, you got any opinion on Spurs Clips?
Yeah, I actually lean the Spurs even with the points, but the thing that scares me is, the Clips got embarrassed. Losing by 20 plus, and this game really is the season. It'll put them in a 3-1 hole.
Yeah.
Against a much more experienced team in the Spurs. So I'm going to stay away from it, but I do think the Spurs get it done.
Okay. All right, guys. Moving on to the next one here. I don't know if I want to take this game. I may though. If I do, it'll be in-game live action.
In-game, yeah.
Once I get a good look. We got the Toronto Raptors at the Washington Wizards. There we go. I think you're feeling the sweep here, brother. Yes.
I'm feeling the sweep. I only called it 2 games ago.
Wizards are minus 5.5 to 6 with an under/over of 197.5 to 198. So I'll let you lead off.
The bridge is over.
Yes.
All right. The fat lady is singing, and it's happening. It's going down today in Washington. Guys, this game is a wrap. The series is over. Washington is definitely crushing the Raptors, and you heard it from me. I'm going ham on it. I love this game. I don't mind giving the points because it's not really that many. Washington beats the Raptors, and they're probably going to beat them up.
Wow.
John Wall's the best player on the court. They got all in the Raptors' head. They're all questioning themselves. Washington is definitely to say. I mean, they showed it. They've beaten this team in every aspect, every way, shape, or form. And they are not going to stop. They're not going to let up. They're not going to get off the brakes. This game, the atmosphere should be electric as the Washington's home crowd will be going crazy to get this win. It gets done here. This series is over today.
Dan, what do you think about that?
100%. I already had this locked in last night.
Yep.
This, I don't really know the NBA that well. Everybody knows that, but I know sports, and I know that Washington's going to come out here and put a beat down on Toronto tonight.
That's a beat. Yeah, you got that right, brother.
An annihilation, bro.
Total.
Double digits.
Oh, you guys are man. I would have never looked at that game unless you guys brought it up.
Really?
Yeah, I don't.
It's the sweet at home.
Yeah,
if the 3-1 closeout at home works, I'm sure the 3-0 closeout at home works even better.
Yes.
There's no way, not in a home crowd that's been dying for this for how long?
Yeah. Okay. All right. So the final game we got on the ticket, and I did manage to slip in Brooklyn money line too, but I took them with the nasty, so didn't end up working out for me yesterday. But ended up being a little bit of a stomach ache, but Brooklyn pulled it out yesterday. We got the Houston Rockets at the Dallas Mavs, kid. Houston's minus 2.5 to 3 points with an under/over of 220 to 220.5. Dallas fighting for their lives here.
Dallas, I told you, was not a good team. I told you the chemistry, that kind of stuff behind the scenes, just it's the negative, negativeness. It just creates a bad atmosphere for your, and it rolls over into your on-court play, especially in the playoff times when you're going against a very good team, as in the Houston Rockets, with possibly one of the top 5 players in the game right now, as in James Harden, and then they have a legitimate, and I said this, even though he's sissy soft, and I don't like him, they have a legitimate 7-foot center that's going to be pounding the boards and getting rebounds when he's out there. So that being said, you can't go into these games, with any you got to be. The team's got to be all on the same page, ready to play and moving as a cohesive unit, which the Mavericks are not. I told you that the Mavericks play more like individuals instead of like a team, and I think that's come, through most of their games. The only thing I'm going to say about this game is I'm going to recommend that you fall back, only because you got a situation like this, like the Celtics. You got a very proud Dallas team in front of their home crowd. It will be electric. They may get off to a hot start, and if they do, the Rockets may pull back a little bit, save some energy, and decide, okay, let's just take it home to Houston and win it. The only other issue you got in this game is, remember, even though there is a home crowd, it's in Texas, and so there's plenty of Rocket fans going to be in the house as well. But I still think that Dallas can possibly find a way to squeak this game out as your home. So I would recommend, like I said, you can cash all your money on the Wizards. So there's no need to even play the other 3 games, to be honest with you. I mean, if you're going to play them, it's just because you're impatient and you can't wait, for the 6:30 start on the Wizard game. But if you're going to play, go light on all the other stuff and go heavy or triple it up on the Wizards, and you shouldn't go wrong. And then here's what we got. We got great scenarios, because if Cleveland gets beat by Boston, and if the Mavericks get beat, if the Mavericks beat Houston, they're both coming back home to destroy.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, the line's going to be like 11 at that point, though.
Yeah, but we can money line parlay the 2 together and destroy it. It's all, listen, the dream's got you, baby. Just roll with me.
Speaking of like home court advantage and all that, did you guys see the Milwaukee Bucks and Chicago Bulls game? It was like they were in Chicago. Son, every time the Bulls did something, the crowd went crazy. I was like, yo, where are they?
Because the Bucks, I mean, come on, son.
That was a disgrace, man.
Did you have your jersey on?
I was trying to find my Bucks jersey, kid. You know what I'm saying?
Guys, we're getting great situations. You guys know I'm a situational guy. We're getting great situations in these playoffs. The only thing I will say, for some reason, the hockey seems to not want to follow suit with some of the situations. But Basketball, we can count on with the situationals as far as when these guys are going to win, and you can gauge it. And there's certain games we just step back from, we go easy and watch, and then hope it moves forward because we can pound it if it moves forward. And like I said, with the Cavs and the Rockets, we will just sit back, watch them. We can make the money on the Wizards tonight. Put the money there, wait for, the Cavs and the Rockets, see the outcome. Hopefully both lose, then we can pound them both in a money line parlay, on Tuesday. If they don't, then we definitely go probably Rockets on money line, Rockets on Tuesday. I mean, this is a great time to sit back as gamblers and pick and choose your spots because we should be able to cash. In hockey, guys, I am so sorry I let you guys down with Ottawa because if we had hit the Habs on Friday, I mean, we would have came back and crushed it even more on Saturday. We'd be up so many more units. But, we had to falter. We came back. But, we're still looking at certain situations there. They just don't seem to fall like the NBA does.
All right. Big ups to my man, Terrence Mack. He's a new listener. He said we got him motivated to play today, brother. Dan, what's your take on all this?
I just think with, like, the NHL, like I said, I think my one play, and I'm going to wait, see what happens today, but I really think I'm going to go Ottawa.
Right,
I really think I'm going to go Ottawa.
Okay.
Like I said, I like them to win the series, but I'm going to see what I can get a series line on. I'll tweet it out later.
All right, sounds good.
But that's my play. I have no lean on the Blues Wild game. I really think that just flip a coin.
All right, yeah, let's go over to the ice real quick. So there's 2 games on the ticket, correct?
Yeah, there's
Yes.
First game is the Blues at the Wild. You have the lines up?
Yeah, I'll take a look at this. All right, so guys, scrolling over to the ice real quick. We got the St. Louis Blues at the Minnesota Wild. Minnesota is minus 134 with an under-over of 5. So, Dan, you're not interested in that game. Dream, what's your breakdown on this Wild?
Dude, I got to be honest with you. The hockey, certain things in a hockey I get and certain things in a hockey I don't get. The one thing I will say about hockey, and I don't know if you guys have probably seen me tweet this before, I do think that hockey has the least home crowd advantage out of all the sports. Due to the fact that, one, you got the helmet on, you're moving fast, you're all over the ice, getting hit, getting blocked, a lot of other stuff is going on in a hockey game. I don't necessarily know that the hockey players can pick up off of the crowd's emotion to energize them and get them going. I don't know. I never played hockey, so I'm speaking, out obviously as an outsider, but I know that, playing football and playing basketball, you can really get a lift off of the emotions of the crowd and really get going. I mean, it comes to fruition in a lot of the games, which is why if you look, you'll see an exorbitant, home court advantage in a lot of cases. Look at Duke at Cameron Stadium with the Cameron crazy jumping up and down in there. If you don't feel off of that electricity, it gets you going. With hockey, though, it just doesn't seem to be there the same way. So, that being said, this Blues Wild game, I can't call it. I thought the Wild had it. I thought originally the game was going to be a headache. Didn't look like the Wild had it. Then the Blues come into the Wild, and they smoked the Wild on I think Friday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They beat them on. No, that wasn't Friday. That was Wednesday.
Wednesday they lost 6-1.
Yeah, Wednesday.
The Wild lost 6-1 on Wednesday.
Right, the Wild come in and smoke them on Wednesday. They beat the Blues beat them 6-1 at home on Wednesday. All right. Then on Friday, the Blues get beat as well. Then the Blues get beat on Friday at home.
Yeah.
It makes no, like I said, I don't get it. So I'm gonna pull out of this and not go either way. I'm gonna just recommend that you watch. I have no idea. So sorry.
You know what I'm doing? I'm leaning the Wild.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm leaning the Wild.
I do the same thing. If they lose this game, they're going to lose the series. They're not going to go back and win another one in St. Louis.
Yeah. I'm leaning the Wild. I don't know why, guys. It's just a gut feeling here.
I'm just so scared. I mean, I just don't get how the Blues beat them on Wednesday 6-1. That's what bothers me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a little.
Really
that's definitely a little bit of a problem to have in the back of your brain. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? If it was a 2-1 beating, then I would feel a little bit more comfortable. But 6-1, I mean, damn.
Yeah, part of me also though, I feel like when games get that away, sometimes, like, you can have an off night with a goaltender. And then, again, if you get down 3-0 in a playoff game, if you lose that game, what do you got to lose? So you're just kind of pushing everybody up. You're having your defenseman pinch in. So, like, you're more apt to give up a few more goals, trying to get a couple. So, I tend to think that the 6-1, because if it happens a couple times in a series, you're like, okay, that's, but one time, I don't know. And like I said, I lean the Wild just based on, I think they have to win this game. I think, obviously it's a must-win for the Blues.
I hear you. I hear you.
Yeah, I just think it's as important both ways, because Wild go back to St. Louis, they're not going to do that again.
Okay.
I agree. I concur. I hear you, and I know how it's, but like I said, I kind of gotten punched in the face with a couple of these situations in hockey. You look yesterday, you kind of think that, the Lightning, after the game they had before, will come home and maybe, hold it down against the Red Wings, and then they don't. You think that the Habs will go ahead and close out Ottawa on Friday, and then they don't. Then you think that the Islanders did what they were supposed to do as far as yesterday was concerned, but the game before that they lose, you're surprised at that outcome as well. So, some of the things with hockey doesn't seem to work as smoothly with basketball, and I like I said, I'm going to contribute that to. I just don't feel that the home crowd advantage is as prevalent in hockey as it is in other sports.
I'm surprised we didn't pound the Islanders yesterday, guys.
Well, I did.
Yeah, you did.
I was all over the Isles, but I wasn't on yesterday.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I just, I really felt like they were going to win, and I just didn't,
But that wasn't a poundable game, though, to be honest with you, bro. To be honest with you, when I say I pound, I played it and I won some money. I didn't really put a lot on it. But to be honest with you, it was a hard game for me to take the Islanders because, believe it or not, the Caps been in the Islanders behind, and the Islanders, I've told you all season, their defense hasn't been great, and the Capitals have been really a problem for the Islanders. I don't think the Islanders match up well against the Capitals. Capitals been a real problem, and the Game 7 is going to be a phenomenal game.
Yeah, that's Monday night, right?
Monday night's going to be a phenomenal Islanders-Capitals game. It's going to be really exciting. I don't know which way I'm going to go, but the game is going to definitely be dope.
Yes, absolutely. Okay, so let's scroll over to let's go over to the dream. Actually, we got one more. I'm sorry. We got the Montreal Canadiens going into the Ottawa Senators, and let's see. It's pretty much even money all across the board with an under over a 5. So Dan, you're on the Ottawa Senators here, huh?
Yeah, like I said, when you got a team that's down 3-0, they get loose, they win one, then they win another, and they actually, that was the most decisive game in the series, winning 5-1. Every other game that's been played has been a one-goal game. So I think after they won, Game 4, when they're down 3-0, they won that like 2-1. And then come back and win 5-1 in Montreal. That's huge. I think they come home today. The crowd's going to be pumped. It's freaking Ottawa. It's going to be crazy. I think they get the win today, and then, they'll win Game 7 in Montreal as well.
All right. Cool.
I am going to go the opposite way in this game. But I'm not betting it. So I just want to set that up straight out the gate. I'm not betting this game, but my lean is telling me that the Canadiens are going to win this game. I get what you're saying with Ottawa, and I believe that probably Ottawa mentally, I'm going back in my mental thing again, mentally thinks that they have an advantage, and maybe the Canadiens are maybe questioning themselves, but I think that the Canadiens are questioning themselves, and it will push them to play that much harder. I definitely think the Canadiens are the better team in this spot. And, I'm always about betting on the better. Listen, I bet the better team. Yeah. That's how I try. That's how I gamble. I'm not about, I don't care about the money. I don't care about, whatever. For me, I'm trying to put my money on the best team. Canadiens are the better team of these two teams. And Canadiens are actually, I think they're better than Ottawa by a little bit, too. So I think that will motivate them. I think they'll get out there. They're going to play that much harder. I think the Ottawa's obviously woken them up a little bit even more than if they weren't already awake. Which they should have been. But I think they're pissed that they let the last game go. But I think they're going to go out. They're going to bang them hard. And I actually think that the Canadiens are going to get a win here and close this series out today. But I'm not gambling on it. So Listen, guys, put all your money on the Wizards today. All right, just put it on the Wizards and don't even just watch all the other crap.
Unbelievable. All right, you know what? Don't put all your money on it. We never put the entire bankroll on a team. Come on, man.
I'm bankrolling the Wiz. I don't care. Listen,
no, because
sometimes you gotta gamble. 3-0 at home for the sweep. Dog, it's about gambling sometimes, all right?
Oh man, guys, go easy, man. Go easy, because we don't need anybody reloading,
don't do the points.
Reloading the accounts, man. Tomorrow morning, screaming and crying. You know what I'm saying?
Listen, okay. How about this? How about you put all the money you won yesterday off the Blackhawk Flames 2-team parlay that I gave out on Friday.
If you put in house money on it, that's one thing. Not your whole bankroll, though, man. You know the ball could roll any bad way. The refs can call any. You know what I'm saying? John Wall could get injured. John Wall could get injured in the first 5 minutes, and you get smoked.
Hatter's
you know what I'm saying?
Even if John Wall gets injured, they'll still win. Hatter's right, though. I mean, yeah, I do stuff like that. You know what I mean? I'm like I said, inside of me, there's still a gambler there. You know, I'm not like I said. Some of you guys, I gotta admit, I still got some gambling tendencies.
Yes, you do. Yes, you do. So, all right, let's scroll over to the Dream's favorite sport, which is Major League Baseball. Guys, I got to be honest with you. It's been a minute since I had both of you guys on, and I'm kind of feeling it. Because, you know what, it kind of gives me a little bit of time to sit back and listen to you guys talk and play around with my music and look at the odds and all that good stuff. So, all right, first one we got on the ticket with MLBs. Dan, do you have the pictures up and all that?
I'm pulling it up right now.
All right. So the first one I got on the ticket here, I got the Cleveland Indians coming into the Detroit Tigers. Cleveland's got Carrasco on the mound. Detroit's got Lobstein on the mound. Pretty much even money all across the board with Cleveland slightly favored. 8.5 is a total. Dan, what you got there, brother?
Yeah, so Carrasco's 2-1 with a 2.38. He's been really good. And Lobstein, who's kind of been a fill-in, is 1-1 with a 3.27. I'm all over Detroit here. If you look at the numbers that Detroit puts up against Carrasco, they're hitting over 300 against him. They have like a 375 on-base percentage. Miguel Cabrera just mashes him. I think Detroit gets the win, so they can win the series. They're about to start a road trip anyway. I'm all over them.
Dan, do you ever bet the series plays?
Not really.
In baseball? Why not?
Not really. I mean, dude, there's just so many plays you can make, you know? And there's so many plays. I mean, you got... It pretty much comes down to just where I think the best money is.
I love that.
And there are certain series prices that sometimes are too good where you can't pass them up. But, I like to stick to the individual games. I mean, obviously in the playoffs, I'll go series lines and stuff like that, but... Dream,
the day that we went over 8 plays for Dan,
yep.
he had 13 plays.
I told you I had
over. You should have taken the adjusted over.
Guys, we set it over on the amount of plays Dan was going to have on Friday. We set it at 8, and it went way over. So if you bet the over, you cashed.
Know by now. I don't. Last time I made 8 plays in a day, that's it.
You a game changer. You a game changer. Got that same bug. My man Game Changer got the same thing, dude. Text me all day long.
Oh, man.
Son, please go and take a nap.
As long as it's profitable, I'll keep doing it.
Oh yeah, you're way above 500, bro. How many games over 500 are you now, Dan?
After last night, we went up to we're now on our money line plays. We're 87 and 62, so we're 25 over 500. So if you're betting me $100 the money line, because we're taking a fair amount of plus money, I would say, looking at it, I did a pretty deep dive into it. I would say about 45% of our plays are plus money dog plays. So you've probably made, I don't know, if you've bet $100 a game, maybe you've made $2,500 if you're playing my money lines.
All right, cool. Good deal, man. Congratulations on that. Let's keep it moving and, just keep building them units, man.
Yo, and guys, I mean, I don't know if you guys been following, but Hatter, I got to take my hat off. Yo, you've been on fire with your listen, if Cats ain't paying attention, you ain't lost with what are you at, like 16 games in a row?
I lost the nasties yesterday, bro.
My
but
bad.
but it was only I put double the money on Wainwright. So
only after 900 people told them, please don't do it, Hatter.
Dude, I went on a massive streak with baseball though, dude. I don't even know how many.
You were killing it.
Man, listen. I don't know if you guys paid attention. I think you went 15 games in a row.
Something crazy like that. Yeah, I got to go look at the numbers.
15 games in a row. Dude, that's dope.
I know. Thank you, man. Thank you. Don't jinx. Let's not jinx. You know what? I mean, I don't really brag too much. Let's not jinx it. Hopefully, I could get a baseball play to work today. You know what I'm saying? It's just about being selective.
Humble as can be about it, and I love it. And you know what I love the most? You were on that streak. You weren't constantly hitting me up, reminding me either about it, which was cool. Because I got, some friends and some other people, the minute they win like 5 games, like, oh, I'm tearing it up, I'm killing it. You went on that streak. You never even said nothing to me. I mean, you kept, you threw me the games and said, hey, I'm on this, I'm on that, I'm on the other. But you never, a lot of people, when they give me the games, they always want to, tell me their streak along with giving me the games. Like, that's going to, I'm like, dude, I'm good with your streak, whatever. I get it. But I mean, I love that you were humble about it. Unlike me, because if I had won 16 games in a row, I would have been murdering everybody. I wouldn't shut up about it. So, big ups to you, brother, because that's an extremely awesome run, especially in baseball.
Yeah, man. You know what? It's just about picking the spots. Yep. And just having it make sense. I did have a push the other night with the total in the Colorado game as well.
Oh, that's right. I was on that as well. And you know what? To be honest with you, and I'm talking about your stuff. I played like your last, I want to say, 8 games as well with you.
Good stuff, man. I'm happy to hear that.
And I was on Wainwright yesterday, by the way, too.
Yeah, man.
The only thing that got me yesterday, and didn't even get me. I mean, it was the no listed pitcher in Detroit. Because when Bauer was out with the illness, and so I'm out with my kids, and big ups to the Queen for letting me know. So I go to try and get a live line, and it's already 2-0 Detroit in the first inning, and I'm like, all right, well, I'm not taking it at minus 700.
Oh wow, unbelievable, man!
I love what Hatter tells me yesterday. The first text I get is, "I'm on Wainwright today," right? And I'm like, oh, okay. And then like 2 minutes later, he writes, "They're playing the Brew Crew." like almost like he knew, like I'm on Ray White wasn't enough to get me involved, so he wasn't playing the Blue Crew. I'm like, I almost dropped the phone in anticipation to get over to put the play in. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, and like I said, that line was the craziest line of the whole day.
I know. It was only like minus 140.
You had Strasburg, and I'm really not trying to rub it in, but at minus 150 something on the road, and basically what they were saying is that Strasburg's better than Wainwright against a much worse, and it's crazy. It's really unfortunate that Waino's out for the season for money purposes and just baseball purposes. But hey, we'll get him.
That's all good, man. It's all good. We'll find some more money here and go from there. But as far as I'm concerned right now, as far as the baseball, Dan, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to announce the lines. I'll let you do the pitchers since you probably have all of their names memorized. Dream, he actually said that there's a website where it has the correct pronunciations of the pitcher's names. So that might be something that might help us out, during the week when the evil genius is not around.
We'll just get it. We'll get it vocal. So you just push a button. So you get that.
Yeah, that will be cool. Since our guys don't know who we're talking about, since the gambling junkies that listen to us don't know who we mean.
Yes. All right. We got the Toronto Blue Jays coming into Tampa Biscuit. Tampa Biscuit minus 132 with an over of 7.5. Dan, what do you got?
Yeah, so we got for Toronto, Burley 3-0 with a 4 ERA against Archer 2-2, but with a 1.07 ERA. This is kind of crazy. I mean, Burley has managed to win 3 games. He's been somewhat decent. Archer has been lights out, but just that Tampa Bay offense is no good. So, I'm just going to stay away from that one.
Okay. All right. Toronto scoring 5.5 runs a game. Right now, they're still ranked number 1, Dan.
Yeah. No, they are. Like I said, but Archer has been really good. So he could shut down that whole lineup. But, I don't trust Tampa Bay to score, to score runs. And then again, Toronto has they just haven't played well.
Yeah.
They just haven't really played well lately. They've lost 2 in a row to the Rays. They're going for the sweep today. They've only scored 5 runs in the last 2 games combined while giving up 16.
Right.
So that's why I just got to stay away from this.
Them AL East matchups, man, I don't like getting involved in those. You know what I mean? It just kind of bothers me a little bit. Just seems like it could go either way, So I'm going to stay away from it as well. Dreamer, you got any opinions on these, or you just kind of
I got an opinion. Take the Wizards. That's my opinion. Take the
Wizards. Next one we got. You guys could tell out there how much the Dream loves baseball. All right, we got the Washington Nationals at the Miami Marlins, and Washington minus 113, Miami plus 109 with an under/over of 7.5. Dan, I can't even. Dude, the Nasties with the bats, man. What the hell are they doing, bro? They can't even score a run, man.
Nothing.
What do you got pitching? What do you got pitching, man? Let's talk about this.
We got Gio on the mound for the Nats, 1-1 with a 3.44, and we got Dan Herron 1-1 with a 3.32 for the Marlins. Another game that I will just stay away from. Both these teams are 7-11. They both are bad baseball teams, but the thing is I think Giancarlo is obviously the most talented guy on the field, pretty much against any team he steps on the field against, but the Nationals bats have no one right now that is picking them up. They're all in just a unified slump. I think my Nationals World Series pick is looking pretty bad right now. I mean, there's still a lot of time, but they just look pitiful. I'm going to stay away from this because, I lean the Marlins. I really lean the Marlins, but I'm just not going to pull the trigger on it.
Dream, how do you feel about the Nasties?
I feel like John Wall is the best player in today's Washington Wizards game, and you should put your money there.
All right.
Speaking of Washington.
Yeah, speaking of Washington. Yeah, exactly. All right, we'll keep it moving from there. We got the Chicago Cubs playing at the Cincinnati Reds today. Chicago minus 111 with an under/over of 7. So the Cubs have been favored a little bit, Dan. They're starting to make a little bit of noise, kid. What you got?
Yeah, so obviously this game is from the postponed game yesterday. Obviously got rained out. So we were rolling Cincinnati yesterday. We're going to roll them again today. We got Arrieta starting for the Cubs, 2-1 with the 1.74. And then we got DeSclafani starting for the Reds, 2-0 with a .86 ERA. And so I'm going to roll the Reds again. You can get them even money. And then the other thing I'm going to do is I'm going to roll the under 7.
Under 7, huh?
Under 7. This game is going to be
no score first inning.
I don't touch those.
He hates those,
okay.
dude. Dan hates those.
I'm starting to hate them too. Is the last one I did really punched me in the face? So I'm kind of getting on board.
And there's a thing too. A lot of aces, even aces, right? It takes them an inning to really get settled down.
So
it's like I never trust a guy coming out of the bullpen. The first, get me through that first inning. But I'm not on board. But I really do like the under 7. I know it's a low number, but I really see this game being like a 3-1, something like that. But I think the Reds win, and the under looks really good to me.
And something is, I remember, Hatter, you could attest to this. Last year when we were playing those, it was more middle to end of the season. So I think maybe you might have a bit more advantage the deeper into the season you get, as opposed to right now where it's like, we're in the, the 2-week mark.
Agreed. Completely agree. And not only that, guys, you also have to look at the type of pitcher that's pitching. If a guy throws a lot of junk, he's like a breaking ball, and look at the weather. It's still cold at night sometimes. That can definitely affect these guys. When it gets hot and it's hot at night and the guys have been throwing for a while and they're looking good, that's when you can look at some of those first inning, plays, but especially now, I don't like them.
Okay. All right, Dan, I'm with you on that. I mean, I did, dude, the best one was when Bumgarner was against Kershaw, though. That was dope. That one I wish I went crazy on.
Yeah, but both those guys both those guys had been giving up runs. So, it was kind of like, to me, I liked it because I feel like when you get two aces, especially guys like that, just straight bulldogs that are matching up against each other, they're trying to outdo each other, which makes it a little more favorable. But both those guys hadn't looked great into the season so far.
Right.
Yeah.
So, you just can't tell, if they're right or not.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, scrolling to the next one here, I got the Boston Red Sox at the Baltimore O's. Here's another AL East matchup. Boston minus 116 with an under-over of 8.5. Dan, what you got there?
Yeah, so we got Wade Miley for the Sox, 1-1 with a 6.08. We got Bud Norris for Baltimore, 0-2 with a 17.42 ERA.
Wow.
Oh. I'm not picking a winner. I'm going the over.
You're going over 8.5, huh?
I'm going over. Yeah, I took it last night. I got it at 9, but it paid out even. So I'm good with that. I think this game is going to be, watch. It'll be 1-0. But, I just got to go with you got a pitcher that's got a +6 ERA against a pitcher that's got a +17 ERA. It just makes sense that this is going to be like, a 10-8 game.
Yeah, okay. All right, you were stellar with the Houston Astros over yesterday. I remember that.
Thank you.
That was dope. So, all right, I don't have an opinion here, guys. I'll be honest with you. I am looking for a marquee pitcher against a weak team, and I'm just not seeing it yet. Let's see. We got the Atlanta Braves at the Philadelphia Phillies. Philly minus 109 with an under-over of 7.5. What you got, Dan?
So we got Trevor Cahill on the bum for Atlanta, 0-2 with a 9.95 ERA. Against, I think it's Jerome Williams, 1-1 with a 3.71 ERA. This game, I don't really have a lean on it. I mean, both pitchers are really bad. I kind of want to take the over, but both offenses are really bad. So I might as well just stay away from it completely.
That's an ugly game right there, dude.
It's just ugly. I mean, both these teams, are as bad as were expected. I know Atlanta's sitting at 9-8 right now, but they've lost a lot of games in a row. I just think that like the saying goes, I think, like I said, Tony La Russa said it. There's no pretenders in baseball. The season's too long, and Atlanta just does not look good. But Philadelphia is brutal too.
Yeah, I know. That's a game, guys. If you're taking that game, good luck to you on that.
Yeah, that'll burn your eyes out if you watch.
Yes,
it's like staring at the sun.
I think all baseball does that to the dream, Dan.
Gotta look for the nuance, baby. It's all about the nuance.
I've been feeling the baseball, man. All right, I got the K-Sizzle Royals at the Chicago White Sox. K-Sizzle minus 120 with an under-over of 8. What do we got there?
Yeah, so, and here's a caveat. For Kansas City, we got Edinson Volquez, 2-1 with a 1.99, and we have Danks for the White Sox, 0-2 with a 6.06. Right now, I think Volquez is appealing the suspension. You guys know, 5 guys got suspended for the Royals.
Yes.
Most of the pitchers, it's going to be one start. That's really it. If you think about it, 5 or 7 games is one start. But, I think Lorenzo Cain's out too, and bullpen guys out. But if Volquez starts, I like Kansas City. I put him in. Look, guys, like I've said before, all my plays are listed pitcher plays. I would much rather have a play no action, like what happened in Detroit yesterday, than have a game go off where I think Edinson Volquez is pitching, and he's been really good, and then, have some bum coming in from middle relief, and I lose, 10-1 because I didn't have a listed play. So that's how I roll with it. I'm rolling with it. As long as Volquez is starting, I'm in on the Royals. All
right. Cool deal. Dream, no baseball for you whatsoever.
Not this particular game, but I mean, I'm listening to Dr. Dizzle, and I agree with most of the stuff that he's saying. I'm just, I'm not really, I'm not feeling the baseball yet. I mean, I'm keeping watch of it though. I've played here and there. I've done, what's been recommended to me by you and some help from the nation. But I'm gonna, hey, I know you gotta know your limitations, and baseball apparently is one of mine right now.
Yes, sir.
I've only made 150 money line plays to date.
That's what I'm saying.
Not bad. All right, scrolling to the next one here. We got Dream. How sick is this track, dude? Unbelievable. Oh, it's ridiculous. St. Louis Cardinals at the Milwaukee Brew Crew. Here you go, Dream.
And I love betting against the Brewers. That's one thing that is true.
St. Louis minus 140 with an under-over of 7.5. What we got there, Dan?
Yeah, we got Lynn going for the Cards, 1-1 with a 1.56. And we got Fires going for the Brew Crew, 0-3 with a 6.75. Oh, man, I'm all over St. Louis.
Really?
All over St. Louis, and I'm on the over.
7.5, huh?
Yeah, I got it, like I said, I got it last night at 8, even money. I think Fires gets bombed today.
Bombed?
Fires get bombed.
Wow.
He looked bad, dude. Lance Lynn has been dominant. You know, I really love that play.
Okay.
And guys, just so you know, and I'll throw this all at sportsbetterstv.com and Dr. Dan's clinic. All the plays will be up at the end of the show. But, you know, my thing is I'm also taking all these teams where I like the money line. If I looked at the game and I like the over-under, we're parlaying it today, too.
All right. So, let's take a look at this here and see what else we got. My man Jonesy's asking about weather conditions. I think that's definitely something to take a look at as well.
I've been looking. It looks like the Midwest is good today. Cincinnati, it's going to be like 60 and sunny. There's nothing to worry about. I know what you guys are saying. If a starting pitcher gets bumped today, you know what? There's nothing wrong with that. But here's one. You know, the first inning, you got to watch out because some of these guys get bumped today. You're just a little more juiced up in that first inning. You might walk a couple of guys. But if you get through that, you'll be fine. So, you know, especially where starting pitchers are bumped today, that's one where you don't want to take that first inning no score.
Got it. Okay. All right. Next one I got on the ticket, I got the Texas Rangers at the LA Angels. Angels minus 144 with an under-over of 8.
Yeah, so we got Martinez going for Texas, 2-0 with a ridiculous .45 ERA.
Wow.
Against Hector Santiago, who's been really lights out in his own right, 2-1 with a 2.45 ERA. You know, this is going to be a tremendous pitching duel. I like the Angels here. I think that they found ways to win. And the other play, but I love the under here. I got it at 8 last night. You know, both these teams, a lot of people I think are going to push the over because they just know, you know, they go on name recognition and who scores runs. But, you know, I think it's going to be a close, low-scoring game that the Angels win.
Makes sense, Dan.
Yeah, I mean, you know, I like it. I think that what's going to happen is you're probably going to see, you know, something like 1-0, 2-1 through the first, 7 innings, you know, and then I think the Angels will get to the bullpen a little bit and maybe win something like, you know, 3-1.
Yes, okay.
You know, something like that.
No score first inning, Dan? Come on.
Be my guest
I'm looking for one, man. Come on.
I know you're looking for it, but no. I can't beat
Junkie
you.
play. You know what? That's 10 minutes of gambling. You win or you lose.
I know. That's why I love it. It's like the roulette wheel.
I know. All right. Next one we got on the ticket here. We got the Houston Astros at the Oakland A's. Oakland A's are minus 149 with an under-over of 8. What you got there, Dan?
Yeah, so we got Wojciechowski going for Houston, 0-1 with a 6 ERA. Against Pomerantz, 1-2 with a 4.24.
Yeah.
I like Houston to pull out the brooms today. You know, Wojciechowski has not been good, but at the same time, you know, the value is just too juiced on Pomerantz. I mean, like minus 160 or whatever on that Oakland play. You can get. I got the Astros at plus 140. Their offense has been good. The other play on that game though that I like is the over. I got it last night at 8, even money. I think there's going to be some runs scored in that game, and I think the Houston Bats pull it out today.
Really?
I think it's going to be a Bats game, and I think Houston's Bats are playing better. I know Oakland's been really good, and, you know, they got that thing where They score a lot of runs at home, but Houston's played a very good series. Houston's this upstart team, especially in that division. They smell kind of blood in the water. They want to get this sweep in Oakland in the worst way. It's a division rivalry.
Yeah.
I know Oakland's going to want to avoid it, but I think Pomerantz is really overrated in this matchup.
Okay. All right. I mean, it seems like a lot of juice there, brother.
A lot of juice.
All right. Next one I got on the ticket, I got the LA Dodgers coming into the San Diego Padres. And San Diego is minus 115 with an under-over of 7.5. What you got there, my man?
Yeah, so we got Baker starting for the Dodgers today. I don't think he's made a start this year. We have Morrow starting for the Padres, 0-0 with a 3.15. So he's pitched well. He just hasn't gotten any run support. This is a game that I'm just staying away from. I don't really know anything about Scott Baker. He's kind of an older guy. He's been like a journeyman. It's kind of weird. I think he'll probably get rocked. I mean, this dude he was born in 81, so he's, in his early 30s. He's bounced all around the league. And he's never been, his best year was 2009. He won 15 games. I just don't know enough about this dude to make any decision on this. I'll stay away.
Okay. Just real quick, bouncing back to St. Louis. My man Ben Diaz is telling me that Adams is out with rest today, Dan.
Yep.
All right, and
it's the Brew Crew, baby. You put that second team in there.
All right.
Here's the thing: Matt Adams is a great offensive ball player. His defense has been terrible this year. So everybody needs rest. I'm perfectly okay with that. Like I said, Lance Lynn has been really, really good, and I think if you look at his April numbers overall, it's something ridiculous. And the Brew Crew is just terrible. And they got to face another good pitcher. I don't think the Brew Crew is going to score, but I think St. Louis still put up a bunch of runs.
All right, big ups to my man Vince Parker and West Coast Handicapper out there as well. What's up, guys? Good morning. All right, next one I got on the ticket, so we're staying away from the Dodgers. San Francisco Giants at the Colorado Rockies. The Rockies are minus 117 with the total being 10. Dan, what do we got? What are we going to do here?
We got Lincecum 1-1 with a 2 going for the Giants, and Magic going for the Rockies 1-0 with a 2-4. So the play that I locked in first last night, by far, was that Colorado Rockies San Francisco Giants under 10
wow.
Is even money. These games have I think they've been under every game, but it's been close. It's either been a push or you're losing or winning by a half run. Lincecum has been pretty good this year. Magic has been really good. I just think that this game will actually be low scoring. I don't like San Francisco's bats. I'm also taking the Rockies here on the money line. I just think the Rockies will score some runs. San Francisco won't. I feel really good about the under 10 and the Rockies winning today.
I have a problem with Lincecum on the mound betting the under, though.
Yeah, but if you look at what he's done this year, it hasn't been bad.
Yeah.
1-1 with a 2 ERA.
Dude, I've just in the back of my brain, I just see him getting blown up. You know what I mean? I know this year he's, I guess he's, coming back,
It's not about, here's the thing, he doesn't have the stuff that he used to. But like a lot of pitchers, right, you've got to look at it almost like what Harang did, right? When you lose your natural ability to throw, 95, 96 miles an hour, you have to learn how to pitch. And sometimes that can take a while. Lincecum, from what I've seen, he's hitting his spots extremely well, which is a good thing for Coors Field because you miss a spot, you're going to get blasted. I just think that he can, he can keep it going. I mean, he started 3 games. He's pitched some good innings. I mean, he's, like I said, a 2 ERA. He's not giving up a ton of base runners. And then the guy for the Rockies has also been really good, too. So, I mean, under 10 at even money, I mean, even for Coors Field, I like that.
Dude, you could get under 10 at plus 110 right now, Dan.
Yeah, you probably can. I think even money was the best I could get it at last night.
All right. All right. That's something I might take a look at as well. Because the San Francisco bats are really bad.
Yeah.
Really bad. Really bad. So, next one we got on the ticket, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates at the Arizona Diamondbacks. And Arizizzle is plus 135 at home. Pittsburgh minus 143 with an under-over of 8. Why is Pittsburgh so heavily favored here, Dan?
I'm not quite sure. We got Liriano starting for the Buccos, 0-1 with a 3 ERA. We got Hellickson starting for the D-backs, 1-2 with a 4.58. I know, Liriano is supposed to be the ace of that Pittsburgh staff. I like the Diamondbacks here.
You do, huh?
I like the Diamondbacks. I think the bats will get broken out today a little bit. I think Hellickson, he's not great, but, he's very manageable. He'll keep you in games. And like I said, I just don't understand such heavy juice on the Pirates for this game.
Yeah, I'm struggling with that.
Like I said, I locked in the D-backs last night at plus 125. Hellickson had a really good outing. And look, I think it was against the Giants. So anybody, I could probably go out there and throw 3 or 4 innings of good ball against the Giants right now. But he did only he gave up 1 run, scattered 8 hits, but he only walked 1 guy in 6 2/3. So I think Hellickson will have another good outing, and I just think they get the win here.
Okay. All right. So let's scroll over and see what else we got. We got the Minnesota Twins playing at Seattle Mariners. Seattle minus 137 with an under-over of 7.5. Brother, what you got?
We got Gibson making the start for Minnesota, 1-2 with a 5.7. And for the first time, we got Elish starting for the Mariners. This will be his first start in the big leagues. Hey, I'm done with the Mariners right now. I'm just...
yeah, last night was pretty rough.
I don't get it, man. I did not think they'd score a ton of runs. But, they scored 5. They gave up 8 to the freaking Twins. Paxton looked like garbage again.
Yeah.
Just something I did not see coming at all. But... I don't know, man. I don't know. This could go either way. I'm just going to stay away from it.
All right. Sounds like a stay away from game, that's for sure.
Just stay away. I mean, I think Seattle will be good eventually this season. I really do. Their offense is too good to lose, and I think their pitching will come around. But, remember, Elliott, he's making a start for Iwakuma, who's injured again, which is a big blow. I mean, he was their number 2. So, right now, I stay away from Seattle unless you got the King on the mound.
All right, yes. And the King Felix has done pretty good for us this year so far. Last game we got on the ticket is Sunday Night Baseball. We got the Subway Series popping. We got the New York Mets coming into the New York Stanks. And the Stanks are minus 128 with an under-over of 8. Dan, what you got?
Hilarity. So, we have the best team in baseball, the New York Mets, with John Neese on the mound, 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA. Against the Yankees, got Evaldi on the mound, 1-0 with a 3.12. This is the national game, obviously. I'll be on ESPN tonight, 8:05 start. And, hey, all over the Mets. All over the Mets.
Is that a homer play, Dan, or is that
No, the Mets are the better team. The Mets are the better team, and you're telling me you got a team, the best team in baseball, right? Let's take the names out of it. Let's say team A versus team B. You take the names out of it. You got the best team in baseball with a pitcher who hasn't lost a game and has a 1.5 ERA, who does not give up home runs, who does not walk guys, who works his way out of jams, is a veteran dude. The Mets have faced Evaldi in the past. I have to look up the stats, but I believe that they absolutely destroyed him. So, look, I think that the Mets also learned, and Neese is crafty enough, he's going to stay away from Teixeira, who's obviously been driving the Yankees lineup right now. You stay away from him, he's basically been the guy that scored the runs for that team. So if you can mitigate him, the Mets will get the win today. They will show a national audience that they're the best team in New York right now, and that's just the way it is.
Interesting. I'm on the fence with a lot of this stuff, Dan. I got to be honest with you. I don't know if it's a little bit of being gun shy or, Tough.
I don't know, man.
Tough.
Ain't no gunshot with me.
Tough. All right, guys.
And Wizards.
Yes, the Wizards.
Get to the Wiz. Don't be gun shy. Fire.
Got
The
you.
only reason the Wizards scare me is just because they got Washington in their name.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, right.
Exactly.
That's a good point.
All right, guys.
I'm all over that too.
All right, so that does it for the baseball, guys. As far as everybody else that wants some of the junky wrestling plays out of me for tonight, because we do have a WWE pay-per-view. But I'm going to tell you that, listen, the odds aren't even out yet, man. They have like these. Be careful with this stuff, guys. If you're betting on wrestling, I mean, dude, go real light. I mean, it's just for fun. You know what I'm saying? But I can tell you that you got to read the fine print because they try to play you. The books, okay? Like if you bet a match and it says end of broadcast ruling, that means that the show has to close with that match. So make sure you read the fine print of all this because, like I said, they really try to play you on some of that stuff. So none of the odds are even out yet, guys. So I can't even. I haven't been watching it just because I've been tearing up the sport. So good luck with that. Good luck with that. That's all I got to say about the wrestling.
Big Show.
Big Show's going to get smoked tonight, by the way.
George the Animal Steel is fighting Big Show. Make sure you get some of George and
all right.
Jimmy Superfly stuff.
Yes. All right. So, all right, let's go. Let's do this, man. All right. So, first of all, I think we have an idea of what the Dream is doing, but let's start with Dan. Dan, what do you got as far? I know you're going to post all these on the website, but what are you taking a look at initially? And I'll see if I agree with you on it.
What's your favorite play of the day? You got a 5-star?
That is okay. That's a very good point you brought up, Dream. And I gotta get in this real quick. I do not do that because the way that I play baseball. Look, you have your. The way I look at it is baseball goes up to a 75% winning percentage, maybe 80% on your really top like games. But I play games based on average, looking at who's going to win. I mean, if I had to look at who I really, I just don't do it because I think all these games are pretty good. Like I say, I shoot to go 1 or 2 games over 500 every day and just have plus days. And then we have those days where we go 6-0, 7-1. But I think I like the Rockies. Okay. I think the Rockies, but like I said, call me a homer, but I think the Mets again get it done again tonight.
I happen to agree with you with the Mets getting it done tonight, and I think they'll be a little bit more motivated as they got the ESPN game on tonight. A little bit more eyes will be on them as if there's not enough already. And I happen to agree with that. I think and the Mets obviously love nothing more than beating the Yankees.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
Oh yeah. So anyway, what I am going to roll with, and this is all locked in. And I'll post this on.
But I gotta admit, Dan, the Met fans haven't been in a little bit annoying though this year.
I mean,
I know it's been a minute since y'all been good, but they have been a bit annoying at coming out the gate. It's like, dude, it's 2 weeks into the season. Can you please just relax?
But you gotta understand that Mets fans are the hardest on their team than any other fan base. Like,
it's true.
You could be 3 games. If we were 3 games over 500 and in first place right now, people would still be screaming. Fire Terry Collins. Go crazy. Everybody sucks. So it's like when you have a team that's this good, and look, they're legitimately this good. They've been doing it through injuries. The pitching staff looks legitimately dominant. I've never made homer picks on the Mets. It's hard. I know guys get real excited. And hey, like I said, I see a lot of Mets fans that somehow come out of the woodwork when the team gets hot. It's like how it was 10 years ago. When they were good, it's like, oh, I didn't know you were a Mets fan. Yeah. Great. But, hey, it is what it is. We're real good right now. Let's see if we can ride it. I just want to get this win over the Yanks tonight.
Okay. All right. So you're putting all your stuff on the website.
I'll put it up, but real quick, we'll just go through it. We got the Reds, the Astros, the Royals, the Mets, the D-backs, the Rocks, the Angels, and the Tigers.
Okay.
And then we got over in the Red Sox-O's game, under in the Cubs-Reds game, Astros-A's over, Giants-Rocks under, Cards, Brewers over, and Rangers, Angels under.
Okay. All right. So as far as baseball on me, dude, I'm looking at this Colorado Rockies, San Francisco Giants under. I'm looking at that. I don't know if I'm going to play it or not, but I'm just taking a look at it. I'm looking at the LA Angels, Texas Rangers, no score first inning. I'm looking at that, guys. It's not these are just leans right now. I want to take a look and see what's going on. I'm actually going to trace it back a few games and take a look at how these teams are performing in the first innings and just see what's going on there. As far as hockey is concerned, I'm leaning the Minnesota Wild. I think they get the job done today. And for hoop, I don't think I can go against you guys. I think I have to jump on the Wizards with the hoop. So, Dream, talk to me about your plays, kid. What you got?
Okay, in case you guys don't know what the Dream is on, I am on the Washington Wizards. I like them a lot. As Hatter says, we should never bank our full bankroll, so I will leave $10 in the bankroll. So I'll leave $10 in there for tomorrow. No, I'm just kidding, guys. Do what you can do. Do whatever you're comfortable with. Obviously, I am very confident the Wizards will close out this series today. And I was this confident on Friday as well with the Habs. So I got to tell you, always take that with a grain of salt because obviously your boy can be wrong at times. But I like the Wizards. I think it's a great spot for them. I think they get today's game done. After doing this show, sometimes I get leaned in a different direction and pulled in a different direction. And I have had this happen today as I am now going to go with Dr. Dizzle, and I am going to back the Minnesota Wild today. Doing the show, I was thinking about it as he was going over to baseball. I was taking a look at a couple things, and I kind of agree with him with the Minnesota Wild, so I like that as another small play. You'll probably see a money line parlay with the Wizards and Minnesota as well, but I will also play the Wizards straight. I'm going to play them straight. I'm thinking about the spread, but I probably am going to money line it just to be careful. I don't really mind it with the spread. The money line parlay with the Wizards in Minnesota, it should pay nicely. So you guys may want to get involved with that as well. Guys, 2-team parlays are like the most, successful. Once you get that 3 and 4 teams in there, it starts to become a mess, and I think most of you guys can attest to that who do play it. So be careful with your mix-ups. If you got some other stuff that you like, have one parlay that you love and maybe put a little bit more money on that, and then do some other stuff and maybe go a little bit less with your numbers. But as far as I'm concerned today, those are my two, big plays of the day that I really like. It's going to be the Washington Wizards and the Minnesota Wild.
All right, big ups to my man Guy Shea out there for retweeting our show all the time, man. We really appreciate you, brother. I got 714 Cousin out there as well. Randy Lockhart always giving me some good information. I got Mr. Weaves, Scott Weaver's out there. What's up, kid? How you doing, man? So that's what we're feeling, guys. That's a great show today, fellas.
Yes, sir.
Great show today, man.
Adder, you can pull me over if you want to take that under in that Colorado game. I am interested. So you always hit me up and let me know what you're doing. So let me know what you're doing because I am interested in that. As I like that as well.
It's just the only thing that's got me a little gun shy on it is Lincecum.
I know.
You know what I'm saying? But we got to take a look at that and see if the long hair is going to be whipping in the wind the right way and make it happen. So all right, guys. So that's it, man. Dream, what you got to shout out?
Hey, I want to just thank everybody that's retweeting the show, and I want to thank everybody that's helped us, obviously, all of our followers, all of our fans, all of the people that get involved, cappers, gamblers, everybody who's helped out. Hey, big ups to you guys. Thank you so much. Send a big shout out to my man, the champ, TikToker, Alejandro Yeps is out there, Cash Action Bets is out there, my boy Dank, Total Sports Edge, what's going on? Keep killing it, player. Beyond the Bets, Rick Lopez, Randomly Unpredictable, Joey, Randy Lockhart, Hockey Immortal, Target, Vegas Girl 92661, Jonesy, Smokey Rodriguez, Herbs, Star Goozy, Lex, OJFB, Almighty Kev, my man Urban, Philly Picks, Average Joe Punter, Papa Smurf, Real Winners, Deeks Picks, Crush the Bookies out there as well, the Capper Zone Premier Sports Company, APB, the First Lady over at the Fake Fam. Go over there and check her out. Check them out. There is some soccer going on, guys, so I'm not that big into soccer, you know that, but some of you guys are, and there's a lot of information out there. Go check out Cousin Pete, see what he's on, because he gives out a lot of good stuff as well. We're always repping our sister or brother group over there with the Fake Fam, Crush the Book, and we send them much love. Guys, thank you so much. I am the Dream. Always remember who you're with. Make the most of each and every day, because you cannot get this time back.
Yes, sir. Dan, what you got to do to close out, brother?
Hey, I love the whole nation. Love talking baseball with everybody. Everything's posted again. SportsBettersTV.com. Go to the homepage. Find all plays every day. Dr. Dan's clinic. And, hey, I can't wait till next weekend, man.
All right. Sounds good. It's been a pleasure having you on this weekend, Dan.
Thank you, brother.
Definitely
Thank
enjoyed
you,
the baseball knowledge, man, and bringing me Wainwright yesterday. If it wasn't for you and calling that play, man, I would have had an awful day. So big ups to you on that.
No doubt, man. Thank you. Let's keep cashing. Baby.
Definitely, guys. Big ups to my man Papa Bear out there as well, and Rainmaker 512 and Direct Sports Solutions. Gotta love that guy to death, man. All right, guys, we are Sports Betters TV. We are the biggest show in the world, 7 days a week. Sports gambling, having a good old time. It's like a party every single morning, man, and we're here ready to cash some tickets. Dream, I wish you the best of luck with the Wizards. I may get involved with you on that, and the Minnesota Wild as well, guys. So let's see what we got. Hopefully all of our plays cash, guys, and we'll go from there, guys. We love you to death out there. The hashtag SBTV Nation. Go out there, go easy, do your homework, but get that money. Take care.
Peace.